Alright. Now that I've done some of the vinyl stuff I want to do, now it's time to finally change up my mirrors. Now this is something that I've done with my previous cars, the FK7 and the FK8, both with carbon fiber mirror caps and wide angle mirrors. However, this is going to be the first time I'm actually using the genuine Mugen mirrors that are basically just plug and play and that come with a turn signal and maintain the blind spot monitoring. But yeah, this is going to be sick. Flashback to my first video with the FL5 and having that feeling of needing the wide angle mirrors. One thing it does need is the mirrors, and I'm definitely going to get those Mugen mirrors. The wide angle that still retain the blind spot monitoring. Definitely needs that. So this is going to help visibility tremendously. Now here is the carbon fiber mirror caps, genuine carbon fiber. I did get this from Synth Carbon. Wasn't too badly priced. I could have gone genuine Mugen mirror caps, but I like the carbon fiber, and those mirror caps don't come in carbon fiber. And I wanted something a little more aggressive than just the smooth mirror cap. So to get these with the ridges, just add some aggression and style with the carbon fiber. When I did get these, one of them did come busted, and it wasn't this one. But one of them did come broken, and I spoke with Synth, and they were able to send me a replacement at no charge. So they do have some great customer service, and I might be getting some other carbon fiber bits from them, just because they're pretty nicely priced. But without further ado, let's take a closer look and unbox these and see what this is about. Yeah, by getting these, I wanted the Mugen mirrors for the FK7, FK8, but man, they were just so expensive. So I ended up using the Suma Performance mirrors that had the turn signal indicator built in. However, those had to be spliced in to the mirrors. The thing I like about the Mugen mirrors is that it's plug and play without having to splice. As you can see, it comes with all the necessary wiring harness and plugs necessary. Looks like it comes with some foam and zip ties, obviously instructions. This mirror though is pretty nice. It's pretty clean. It does have the Mugen emblem, which is pretty sick, and it will go with the Mugen door cut protectors I already have on the car. They do relocate the blind spot monitoring, and apparently it is a different color. Not something too big, but I mean, come on, that's pretty sick. Seems pretty good. Good quality, as obviously coming from Mugen. So let's start and get this stuff installed. Alright, so I don't know 100% of what I'm doing, but I'm sure most mirrors function essentially the same way. So first thing I'm going to do is remove the glass. I do like using the pry tool with a rag just to even further reduce any marring on the mirror itself. Okay, now that it's loose, there are a couple plugs that you want to remove, and they do just pull out, it looks like. Okay, so this one is a 2-prong, this one just pops out. This one, however, is clipped in, the skinnier one. So you'll want to unclip this. There we go. Alright, so mirror is removed. We'll want to save this because we do have to transfer this white part onto the other mirror. Alright, now this is going to be the interesting part, something that I struggled with on the 10th gen Civic platform. Removing the caps are such a pain. I'm hoping these are not as painful. Alright, so I went and grabbed the replacement mirror cap just to see the location of the possible clips and where it's clipped into. So it should give me a pretty good idea of where I want to pry. But it's based off this, it looks like that it is clipped in up here and here, and then a couple here on the side. So essentially right up here, and the other one is up here, and I just press on both of those at the same time, which pop this part open. Now I know there's going to be 2 clips on this side. Not sure how I'm going to unclip it without breaking anything, but let's find out. Nice. Nothing snapped. Praise God. So we are good to go. So here's just a comparison of the two next to each other. let's take a look. So this is the stock mirror, and here is the Mugen mirror. Again, just to compare. And this is the passenger side. Alright, so essentially, I haven't looked at these yet, but I'm assuming we're just transferring everything over from one mirror to the other. What do the instructions say? So the side turn light is essentially what that is. So essentially we want this to line up exactly how it's like on the stock mirror. So let's transfer this portion up. Now let's put this over here. Not sure if all mirrors have that. It doesn't appear to be noted in the instructions, but if it can transfer over, I'm transferring it over. And there we go. Alright, so before we put the mirror on and the mirror caps back on, let's go ahead and plug this wire harness in. So it looks like here it's supposed to unplug this. Now this goes in place of that. Now these will connect. So that's snapped in, and then this will go through here. And comes out the other side. Now this would give us the ability to plug in the mirror. This might get in the way, so actually I'm gonna leave that not pass through, but instead route this cable through that hole. But in this case we can start plugging everything back. That goes back in there. Stays in like that. Plug that double prong in. Well, before I fully get that plugged in, let's just plug in the mirrors this way and test out if it is functional. Alright, so everything is plugged in. Let me go ahead and face it this way so we can see if the turn signal actually works. Now that everything's plugged in, I do want to fully attach this mirror back on. Before we put the mirror cap though, let's test it out. And that's what it looks like. Nice. Could already see a little bit wider of an angle. I haven't even adjusted my mirrors yet, but alright, let's see if it works. Let's get the car started. The blind spot monitoring did flash at the startup. Hopefully that's not a bad sign, but let's see if the turn signal works. Nice, so that works. Let's see if adjusting it also works. Okay, so it looks like it's having an issue adjusting, so we'll have to check that out. Alright, turns out I didn't have the mirror put on all the way, so let's see. Now that I've pressed it in, let's see if it adjusts. And I don't know if you got that, you guys caught a quick glance at that, but the blind spot monitoring it looks like it does light up on startup. But let's see if we can adjust now. Okay, so it looks like there's no issue going side to side. However, when I try to go down or up, it's not working. So let's try and figure that out. Alright, so it turns out it's just that I'm not putting the mirror on all the way on the ball joints of the white pieces that adjust the mirror. But I think I've got it on now, so now let's try adjusting it. Okay, adjust now. There we go, up and down. Side to side. Alright, nice. Okay, so we are sitting pretty. Turn signal still works. Nice. Now again, there are zip ties and foam pieces to wrap around here. though I don't think I will be needing those. This seems to be out of the way, nor does it appear to have any risk of getting tangled or whatnot, so I think we'll be alright there. So I'm gonna go ahead and not do that, but let's go ahead and put this bad boy in. I put the two ends where the big clips are first. So everything's installed. Let me just wipe it down, get all my greasy prints off of this. Now with the mirrors on, here is the freeway test. As far as visibility goes, I can see 2 lanes over instead of just 1. You can also see the turn signal in action. Testing out the blind spot. As you can see, it's red on the bottom corner. So it's not perfect fitment, but I mean, for the most part, that does the job. I think it looks pretty sick. One side carbon, one side black. Yeah, the carbon just helps set it off.